With me now is David Lepofsky, Chair of Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act Alliance, and he's an advocate for accessible air travel. David, good morning. Thank you so much
Good,
for taking the time to speak with us.
good morning.
How vital is this summit in Ottawa right now?
It's smoke and mirrors, frankly. They know what they need to do. The airlines know what they need to do. The airports know what they need to do. And the federal government knows what they need to do. The ineffective Canadian Transportation Agency knows what they need to do. And instead of doing it, they're holding a big, glitzy summit so they can stand around talking about what they need to do rather than doing it. It's a photo op.
What do they need to do? And I would like you, please, to tap into your own personal experience when traveling.
Well, absolutely. I was before the House of Commons a month and a half ago on behalf of my coalition listing what they need to do, and therefore, this may come as a surprise, we weren't invited to the summit because we offer the most concrete suggestions. As a blind person, I dread entering Canadian airspace because I know how inconsistent the services are. I never know when I'm going to land, how long it's going to take me to get out of the airport, whether or not I'm going to have someone to assist me who's gotten any proper training on how to guide a blind person. It's basically organized or disorganized chaos. Sometimes it works well, sometimes poorly. What do they need to do? Number one, the Canadian Transportation Agency, which is mandate to set rules and enforce, needs to stop being so beholden to the airlines and to start representing the needs and enforcing the rights and the needs of passengers with disabilities like me. The second thing they need to do is they need to proactively require some immediate measures, like how about designating a mandatory number for disability help in every airport and with every airline, and a requirement that they answer not within an hour of phoning in, but rather within 5 minutes. And how about requiring them to be staffed so if someone's having an accessibility problem in the airport, that they can call that number and that someone will act on it? Because normally at the airports and with airlines, there's no one to talk to. There's no one in charge. There's lots of nice people, but they're not in charge. Finally, what about announcing that number on every flight and in every airport regularly, so both passengers with disabilities and airline and airport staff know that the public knows that there's a way to get action and to get it when you need it.
You also mentioned training off the top. Do you find that airline staff are helpful? Are they accommodating to the best that they can be?
I would say, listen, the people you run into are nice. It's not that they're bad people. It's that they work in a system that's seriously flawed and replete with systemic barriers. So that I, as a blind person, will have someone assigned to guide me through the airport. But I find that more often than not, they've not been properly trained. They say they've gotten training, but usually I have to retrain them, literally on the spot. And sometimes they pass you like a baton from one person to the next. Sometimes it's three different people between the time you get out of your seat in the airplane and you walk out the front door of the airport. And so sometimes you have to do training 3 times yourself. When all you want to do is get home after a long flight. So these are not other countries have figured out how to do this. It's not rocket science. It's simply a matter of the airlines and the airports are not giving it the priority it deserves, and the enforcement agency is asleep at the switch, the Canadian Transportation Agency, because it's far too close to the airlines and therefore far too distant from those of us who need it to enforce our rights.
Are you hopeful, David, that some change will come out of the summit today?
Um, I'm not holding my breath because summits don't change things. Airlines taking action and the enforcement agency taking action. If the head of the Canadian Transportation Agency were to announce today immediate concrete measures like the ones we recommended to Parliament 2 months ago, and if the Minister of Transportation would announce those measures, then I'd be hopeful. But until they do, unfortunately, I have to continue dreading entering Canadian airspace. And as a proud Canadian, I really don't like feeling that way.
And we don't like hearing it. David, thanks so much. David Lepofsky, thank you very much for your time with us this morning.